Hello, readers. We are going to continue our read aloud of George versus George, the American Revolution, as seen from both sides. We have George Washington's side, we have King George III side. The stop and jot that we had yesterday was, I just learned that the colonists elected governors to represent their colony. The governors made laws, but these laws had to be approved by Great Britain. This makes me think that the colonists were still part of Great Britain. So we began to grow all these ideas about the colonies so far, and today we have another excerpt. We have trouble with taxes. Okay, here we go. 1764 to 1770. Trouble. Okay, I see something might happen, some sort of problem. Let's read about it. So what stirred up the hornet's nest in the first place? A hornet's nest. I know that's where bees live, hornets live, and they're very dangerous. So if you stir up a hornet's nest, well, that's probably meaning that something really bad's gonna happen. Trouble's gonna happen. So I noticed that the author's kind of hooking us in with this question here. What started the trouble? It all began over money and over the rights of citizens too. Great Britain had been in one war or another for 50 years and was drowning in debt. Over in London, Parliament decided that Americans should help out by paying their fair share, and King George agreed. After all, Great Britain had spent plenty of money fighting in America for the good of the colonies. Oh, so they must be thinking that what they're doing, these taxes they're charging, it's okay for them to do that. The Crown was still supporting a British army to help stop Indian attacks on the American frontier. It was Great Britain's right to collect payment. So here we're getting one side of the story. Great Britain's feeling like, hey, we protect you, so you need to pay our taxes. You need to pay us taxes. To raise the money, Parliament passed a Sugar Act and a Stamp Act saying that colonists had to pay taxes to Great Britain for all sorts of imported goods. From molasses, which is some sort of like hard sugar, blue indigo dye, so a dye to color, to add color to your fabric, and pimentals to printed items such as marriage licenses, playing cards, and newspapers. Similar taxes were often collected in England, but the colonists were already paying separate taxes to cover their own war debts and to run the colonies. A lot of them thought paying twice wasn't one bit fair. Besides, they believed it was against the British Constitution. Whoa, wait a second. On this side, we have Great Britain saying, hey, it's okay that we're charging you all these taxes, but on this part of the tax, it's teaching us why the colonists were so upset about it. They were saying, hey, I'm already paying taxes to keep my colonies safe, and now I have to pay you taxes again, so that's kind of us paying twice. Wow. So I'm noticing that the author is organizing this text in a compare and contrast text structure. Let's go on. Ever since the Middle Ages, English law had said that there should be no taxation without representation. This means that citizens could never be taxed unless their elected representatives voted to pay. The colonists were British citizens, and the law guaranteed them the rights of Englishmen. So where was their right to have representatives who could vote for or against these taxes? Though many colonists would stay loyal to the crown and obey its laws no matter what, others argue that Parliament might make them pay even more taxes without their consent. That's interesting. So they're saying, hey, we didn't vote on this, so why should we pay for it? And let's see what it says here. If our trade may be taxed, why not our lands and everything we possess or make use of? Oh, so they're saying if you're taxing us, what stops you from taxing us even more? This Stamp Act, no doubt, may be good for the crown, but I fear it's a pill that will never go down. A pill that will never go down, meaning it's never going to happen. Okay. Children, I want you to use everything that you just learned from the excerpt of George versus George about our taxes. And I want you to think back to this question that we're exploring this week. Let's explore some of the causes of the American Revolution. Were the colonists in the right to be upset with the British government? And you guys should be writing down your answers, and you should be talking back to each other. So let's take a look at this one. I want to highlight something that Grecia posted. She wrote, yes, the colonists were right to be upset with the British government because the colonists were ignoring the British rules because they didn't like it. And also connecting to another text, the British gave taxes and British tea to the colonists, and the colonists didn't like it. So that's why, yes, the colonists were right to be upset with the British. First of all, I just want to say that Grecia did an excellent job using the vocabulary. She's talking about colonists and the British government. She's making a connection to another text about how the British are giving all these taxes, right? They are posting all these taxes on British tea and other British goods. So this is a type of comment that we expect from fourth graders. So let's go back to this question and add on to what you said yesterday, or add on to what somebody else said. Add evidence if you have more evidence now. Good work, everybody. See you next time.